We're following developing news out of Southwick. A couple is without their home tonight after a fire on Maple Street. And Western Mass News reporter Wesley Days joins us live from the scene. And Wesley, we're hearing from fire officials tonight about how they got that fire under control.
We are indeed, Abby, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a few moments. But first, let's take a look at the scene behind me. I'm going to step out of the frame so you guys can get a better look at the second floor of that house. Now, Abby, I should mention it's a lot quieter now than when we first got on the scene. When our Western Mass News crews first arrived on the scene, fire crews were still trying to extinguish those flames. We're told by officials on scene that crews were here early in the afternoon after receiving calls about the fire. Thankfully, that elderly couple was able to make it out unharmed, but they are displaced. The Red Cross has been called to help that couple. We have reached out to the organization to learn more on how that couple is doing tonight, but we are waiting to hear back more details. Now, this evening, we're hearing from Southwick Fire Chief Richard Stefanowicz about the steps his crews took to make sure everyone was safe and the fire was out.
We could see a plume of smoke on the arrival. We called mutual aid in immediately. We made a good attack, both interior and exterior, starting with exterior, moving interior. We had confirmed prior to that everybody was out of the house safely. So it's an elderly couple that live here.
And again, that couple was unharmed, and luckily no firefighters were injured. We should also mention, Abby, that location was on the firefighter side, location and time, rather. We're just about a little under a mile away from the Southwick fire department, and firefighters were able to get here fairly quickly. And Chief Stefanowicz talked about that. If you heard him in our 4 and 5 o'clock hours, he talks about how it was easier for them to get here and stop the worst case scenario from happening. Now, we are still unclear at this hour about what caused all of this to occur. The fire department and the Department of Fire Services are currently investigating, and we'll bring you more details as soon as we have them. Reporting live in Southwick, Wesley Days, Western Mass News.